What is up, my fellow skeletons? UnKellAble here, and welcome back to Jackpot Crash Course. Now, where we last left off, we got to start Vick's route, and we got to experience a little bit more of the characters on Vick's side, which was Elise, Bones, and Vick himself. We learned that Vick is actually the original mastermind behind the last season, and now he's part of this whole season now. Elise is crazy, and Bones is kind of different. And I'm excited to see where this route continues to play off, but we now know how they got the first aid kit that used in Sailor's route to blackmail us, which involved us opening a vent and getting it from there. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. The curtains are drawn, but it doesn't feel like anyone's in there. Okay, fair enough. Took you both long enough. What'd you find? The first aid kit. Elise immediately snatches out of your hands and starts gnawing on it. How many chips? Unfortunately, there wasn't much in the register. I don't think many people have bought anything yet. Bones drops a few stray chips into Vick's hands. You're actually giving that to him? I expected you, of all people, to at least want a cut, especially when he didn't do anything to get it. Says the guy who spent all of his time standing around a vent. I was gathering information. If I was going to risk getting caught stealing, it wouldn't be just for these. Vick takes the first aid kit from Elise's hands and holds it under his arm. Now we wait. For? What? You suddenly hear someone yelling from afar. That. You step into the shop and see the kid that was partnered with Sandbag arguing with the shop attendant. What do you mean it's sold out? We weren't out that long. Long enough to forget there are other customers, apparently. Ah, smokes. Hey, wait, that's supposed to be ours. It's the last come, last serve, don't you know? He means the opposite. But they don't seem to be injured. What reason would they have to purchase such an item? Maybe they got it from the shark bag before we could. Well, I guess that's kind of right. What are you scallywags playing at? As the equestrian already guessed, no, we don't have much use for this item. But since we have it in our possession already, I'd be open to negotiate a way where we both can get what we want. Tongue-tied enigma. Chips. Feels weird seeing it from a different perspective, you know? Because to them, we're strangers now. Compared to where we were like, in the last, you know, curious. What else? 20, I presume. Well, not so fast, horse girl. We haven't included the labor fee, the transfer fee, and don't get me started on the shipping. We'd be open to resell the first aid kit starting at 36. But that can't be right. Isn't that more than what it was in the shop? Almost double, actually. But we barely have enough for that. It would leave us with almost nothing. You sure? Could have sworn we saw you just coming out of the gambling hall. Defend them, intimidate them. Okay, so right here we could switch if we wanted to. But obviously we're not going to do that because we're picking Vick's route. Don't make this harder than it has to. Hand over the chips, kid. Back off! We're not fighting you! I wasn't asking. Don't tell me you're insinuating you'd hurt a child. And I know you wouldn't go that low, Bowl. You know what he signed up for coming here. And the rules didn't say anything against it. How dare you! Your hurt is nothing more than a posse of vile, no-good, wretched... The kid steps forward before she can reach you, tugging them back as he pulls something from his pocket. Wait, what if we offered you guys something else too? It can't just be chips that you want. Sorry, kid, that kind of is what we want. What about this? It's a real antique, trust me. It's handmade and has 1,000 stories with it, honest. Sailor. But Rook, do you really think we'd be interested in some old beat-up hand-me-down? We're extorting you, not running a charity. Does it still work? Vick, are you being serious? Aye, it works perfectly. Suppose it'll do. Though, word of advice, you really need to work on your negotiating skills. We'll take the compass and what you have for the kit. While still leaving us with 1 chip each, correct? While still leaving you with 1 chip each. But keep in mind, we're the ones doing you a favor here, yes? Just give us what we paid for and be off. We've had enough. Pleasure doing business with you. Vick looks over the compass as he turns his heels and out of the shop. The other two follow after in his shadow. Apologize, don't. You spare one look at the group while they're over the first aid kit. The way they hold on to it so tightly doesn't make you feel any better. You leave. Okay, well, I accidentally chose the leave option, but oh well. Before we move on to the next area, I wanted to come back and see what happens if we did defend them. How much do they have? Oh my god, I knew bringing this guy along was a mistake. I mean, we each got 5 chips to start, right? Some more than others. But what I'm saying is that everyone is broke right now. Maybe we should... You feel a harsh shove as Vick grabs your jackalope and pulls you aside. Just what the hell do you think you're doing, Gates? I get the gimmick. We extort the people that need a time-sensitive item for money. But they're the only people that need this right now. We don't know if they have the money for it. Besides, we got it for free. We make a profit off them no matter how much it costs. I didn't ask for advice on how to run a business. I know it's been easy to forget with nice conversation and exploration, but we are in a holding facility with express permission of the state to execute and punish inmates. I know as much as you want to be, you're not as sharp. You're not here as a business associate, you're here as our brute. If you want things to go back to how they were outside, you shouldn't have committed the crime you did. Don't get in my way. Vick turns back to the group and lets go of your jacket as the kid approaches, pulling something from his pocket. Apologize. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. Sailor looks up at you to respond, but she steps between you and cuts him off. Shh, your actions speak volumes louder than your words, bull. I suggest you stay with your herd. Wouldn't want to be left behind. You don't disagree. Leave. Okay, so that's kind of the difference. I'm gonna go back to doing the actual brute route and see what happens. You competing in a caucus race or something? Keep up. Just got distracted. What's keeping you 3 anyway? Counting up everything we made. Elise, cough it up. We're still behind. Fine. Elise drops a handful of chips into Vick's hand. Split from the first aid kit is only 30. Would have been higher if you didn't trade it for garbage. Plus the spare change in this shop is 4, plus Elise's winnings brings our total to 66 chips. Bones and I each started with 5, and I assume did Gates. So this should be enough to bring everyone to 20. Vick distributes the 60 chips and winnings back to the group. You gained plus 15 chips. Oh, okay. You said you only needed 60. Give me back the 6 extra. Vick rolls his eyes and distributes the 6 extra chips back to Elise. Wait, 66 minus 34, doesn't that mean Elise started with 32 chips? What? Is that nonsensical? Guess draining your roulette partner's assets does make things easier. But if you started with so much, what was the point of sharing it with us? They ended up with the same amount they started with, regardless. Think of it as a profit-sharing bonus. And don't get used to it. Elise lends their chips, we split the profits, and they score on any assets we're able to get through the VIP room. The chips give all of us an entry inside. Then, with all 4 of us getting access, there's better odds of us finding something good before anyone else is able to get there. Speaking of which, we're running tighter on schedule than I thought we would. Bones, how fast would you be able to unlock a door without the bolt you saw on Cupid's door? Fast. Just lead the way. Oh, first time in the VIP room? What? Whoa. A new change of scenery. It only took me 8-9 episodes. Whoa. This is not that different. Seems to be more discreet, a vintage version of the loud and cheap slot machines downstairs. Seems to be a station where you can play craps for chips. Doesn't seem to be operating at the moment. There's a hanger that says cleaning in progress hung around the door handle. Reminds you of ones you usually see in hotels. Seems like it's off limits for now. Oh. Okay. I don't get what the others 2 are drooling about. The other joint's way better. Like, this is like reading a book with no pictures in it. Authorized personnel only. Enter. It's locked shut. Blah. It doesn't even have a doorknob I can peek into. Where does this crummy door lead anyway? This would be the back entrance to the host's dressing room we've been looking for. What if the room's still occupied? All contestants please proceed backstage. Interviews will begin momentarily. Once your name is called, you will be asked to go on stage. Well, there you have it. Nothing to worry about anymore. No time to lose. If he's any good at his job, he'll be gone by now. Bones takes out a lockpick. That's your lucky charm? No, I smuggled it in by shoving it up my ass. Of course it's my lucky charm. See? I told you his is gonna be something lame and useful. Hey, useful's better than weapon. Yes. All yours. Oh, wow. This is completely different. A leather ottoman. Underneath it, you find 20 chips stashed away. Keep for yourself, share with the group, leave it be. I guess we'll share with the group. It doesn't really matter. Ooh, what'd you find? You get something, boy? What'd you smell over there? Stop. Are there any stable crumbs you wanted to share with the class? I found 20 chips, figured we could split it. I doubt our host will be happy with us looting his stash. Do you not want it? No, it's a part of the appeal. Hand it over. It's more important that we have it than him anyway. It's not his life on the line. Good find. You gain +5 chips. 3 frozen TV dinners, water bottles, and a couple beers. How funny would it be if he came back and there wasn't any food in here? How would you even plan on heating them up? Oh, I wouldn't eat these. I was planning on throwing them in the fountain. Ah, that makes sense. Stack of VHS tapes. They all seem to be past seasons of Bet and Forgive. A phone? I didn't realize there was access to the outside this far down. It may just be for staff calls. I doubt it reaches anywhere outside. Why, was there someone you wanted to call? Oh, that's it. Okay, no other extra details. A series of gaudy outfits mainly consisting of nudie suits and western wear with the occasional dressed-down blazer thrown in for good measure. They're all in flashy shades of pink and red. Jesus fucking Christ. Bone seems equal parts elated and mortified looking at them. Fair enough. Let's keep looking around. What's this? A desk covered in mail criticizing the show. Fair enough. Despite how cheap everything else in the room is, I don't know why I'm surprised that the good quality of drinks matches. A bed. It looks similar to the one from your cell. Huh. I'm curious if the game showrunner is also like an inmate, you know? It would just make the most amount of sense to me. Because it says good luck, right? So I'm curious if we are all inmates. That's the reason why he doesn't know anything more than what the cards that he's being given. So maybe he's also... Hey, I was right. The automatic lock I was talking about lines up back here, and with a click, it disarms itself, making the door totally accessible. Oh. So we can use this door now. Was that really all for the one little shortcut? A shortcut with access to the host's room. As long as he doesn't catch us here, I'd say it's a fair trade. Oh. Easy enough. Oh, that's what this is. Good luck. Okay. His room. Bum bum bum. An echoey intercom can be heard outside the dressing room. All contestants, please proceed backstage. Interviews will begin momentarily. Once your name is called, you will be asked to go on stage. What am I missing? Trash can? Trash can filled with fan mail in support of the show. Vick whistles over to everyone. An extra bonus for the trouble. Vick drops 5 chips in each and everyone's hand. Wow, 5 whole chips. What a savior. There'll be more if you make it past the next game. I know it may seem like nothing, but there's a much bigger payout I had in mind. Learn to invest. Another job. If you're willing to help again. Though it may be more work on your part than opening a vent. Was that seriously all you made him do? He was more useless than I thought. I'll think about it. Just don't count on me showing up. Don't have to ask me twice. Information card received. Possible heist. Ooh, we're getting so much more information. Echoey intercom can be heard outside the dressing room. Contestants, if you have not yet been called for interviews, please proceed backstage. What? I didn't even get to check underneath the fridge. I saw something scurrying. I bet there's a nest of sorts in there and I wanted it. Nest of what? Of sorts. This won't be the last time we're here. Let's head out before they send security to escort us. Bones double checks that the lock on the door has been bypassed before the group makes their way backstage. Well, good luck with interviews. Don't be yourselves. Okay, I think this is all the same. But real quick, I want to see that. I want to see the info deck. Possible heist. Read yes. Vick is planning a heist for the future that you're now apparently in on. It's supposedly something big, but won't be happening until the next game. Is that live audience I'm seeing? They weren't there before. It's protocol. They usually test how contestants behave on the actual stage first after preliminary games. When things are deemed safe for a live audience, they're let in. Thanks to the underdog stunt, it's been delayed quite a bit. But he also proved how effective the security measures are with the cuffs, not to mention the entertainment value. Now we get the full experience. So, what's the plan if any of them sell us out on stage? That's what we want. We do? They don't know how we got the kit first, and what we did doesn't go against any of our rules. We should be clear of punishments. Their words will just cement us as this season's antagonists. Agonists? Yes, which is good. It gives us strong characterization and distinctiveness from the rest of the cast. Audiences being able to remember us better this early on is ideal. That's not, what if I don't want to be seen that way? Don't take it too personally, pal. With that role of yours, it would have been impossible for you to anything else. Hey, you. Me? You the scumbag that pushed Sailor around. You are, aren't you? You think you're tough for threatening a kid that it? It wasn't anything like that, nah. I'm sorry if I scared him. You lay a finger on him and... Sandbag suddenly stops himself, eyeing the security station near the exit to the lobby. He grits his teeth and grabs his wrist, before glaring back at you with a voice that's notably lower in volume. Your next on-stage appearance will be in a body bag, you got that? Loud and clear. Oh wow, everyone's more aggressive now. Don't get any funny ideas. Just because you bested me once doesn't mean it will happen again. What? I'm not trying to best you, I made an assessment on behalf of my defenseless compatriots. Push your luck once more and I doubt you'll get away with it as easily. Fine. I'll let you get ready for interviews. You better be off preparing for yourself as well. Justice is bound to be served to any vile criminals responsible. Such an act will not go unpunished, Bull. Keep that in mind. Ooh. As soon as they notice you approaching, they pull down their cut mask to cover their face, as if to block you from talking to them. ... Oh wow, Maneki doesn't want anything to do with us. You again. Just wanted to wish you good luck during the interviews. Maybe I will if you stop stalking me. Hey, we were in shop first. I thought you were alone. Slip of the tongue. Yeah, right. I've done some investigating back in my day, and I know the face of the guilty when I see one. I actually helped arrest a serial killer once. It was a pretty hot topic in Modos for a while, actually. You've probably heard of the case. Technically, we've all been declared guilty. My point is that you're making it obvious you and your accomplices have been up to something behind all the bad backs. Maybe you've something against the rules. I'd say the same about you. Not all you want. I'm going to figure it out sooner or later. They don't call you paranoid for nothing. We'll see who's paranoid. Dialogue's all sorts of different. Jesus, it's only been a few minutes since we talked. Fan of me already? Want an autograph with a kiss mark? Ugh, never mind. Mr. Gates, what do you think about my new style? Can you tell the difference? Cecilia takes a step back and twirls around gracefully once, the hem of her dress floating momentarily before settling around her ankles. Makeup. Like what you did with your face? You mean my makeup? That's the word. Why, thank you. I kept everything about me exactly the same as the last time we met. I'm glad you noticed. Oh. You cracked me up, Mr. Gates. But welcome back. The magpie left its cage and found another bird's nest, it seems. Pardon? Oh, I apologize. I meant going around disrupting other contestants for your own financial gain. It's already spread around, huh? Told her about it, including all the gritty details. How appalling. You don't sound too appalled by it. Well, things did work out in the end, didn't they? The poor gentleman got his medicine and is feeling right as rain. Besides a bit of tension between contestants, never harmed anyone. It literally gave Sandbag a burn. And also an advantage. Huh? Injuries are expressed ticket to make people care about you, darling. You really made him live up to his role of being the underdog. And the audience adores rooting for strong portrayals like him. Betrayal? This isn't something to feel guilty over. You helped him out immensely, more than you could ever imagine. If you say so. See, she gets it. Didn't you say you know her type and told me not to trust her? Oh, did they now? Hey, I thought you were the type to tattle. Didn't say that. This is over with. I think this is all the same, so I'm gonna probably just get through this and we'll come back. Talking about your buddies or whatnot. I've seen a bunch walking in groups earlier. Weren't you in one of them? Right, yeah, I was. And how'd that go? Oh. Wow, that's different. I talked with Vick's group. Them? Why, is something wrong with them? I mean, aside from the obvious. The big guy gives me the bad vibes. I wouldn't go around trusting suits like him if I were you. The little daddy's money twerp doesn't even seem much better. And don't get me started on the other guy. Bones? Or whatever name he goes by. Weird, he said the same thing about you. He talked about me? What'd he say? Not much, don't worry. Do you two know each other or something? Unfortunately, it wasn't anything serious, but we did know of each other for a very brief while. Huh. The way you're saying it makes it sound like you're exes. Wait, your ex is here? What? What? Oh, okay, wait, so we know who to kill next. That implies it was serious, so let's go with no. Still, I'm sorry. For what? I mean, we're in the last man standing sort of situation. I can't imagine what it'd be like going into that with someone you know. Well, I know you too, so what's the big difference? But enough about that. What'd you guys do? Did they make you torture someone? Double-cross a bunch of people and steal candy from a sailor or something? Nothing like that, just scatter the place. Well, actually, I do think we kind of stole from Sailor. Tisk tisk, and that was meant to be the joke question. You're not gonna start hanging out with the asshole crew, are you? I hate to see you poor innocent Eds falling in with a bad crowd. I don't know, they seem really cool. They even let me try a smoke for the first time in the parking lot. But I'm still your favorite, right? Don't remember saying you were before. Doesn't hurt to just admit it, you know. So how about you? What have you been up to? Makes this motion with his hands. Alright. Okay, so it just continues down the line. Alright, cool. Moving on. Alright, so we are here, and there's actually new dialogue. And apparently some fishy things are going on that we don't even know about. You. Hey, how's your wrist doing? We've got some gold to ask about my wrist. If only the first aid kit you scammed us with actually had something in it, I would have had the strength to punch your eye out of a socket. Just had to be lucky today. Wait, what do you mean? I thought you were a bull. We'll try to weasel your way out of this one. That tin hand didn't even have any painkillers, no nothing. Did you and your shiver have fun bullying a kid who only wanted to help a friend? No, that can't be right. Trust me, I was around that kit the entire time once we got our hands on it, and we never once had the chance to open it. Trust you? Were you given that role because you like to bullshit, is that it? Listen, I don't blame you for doubting me, but I'm being honest. At least let me explain myself. As if your words mean anything. How about someone else's words? If I can find where the medicine is or what happened to it, I'll bring it back, alright? Ugh, good luck with that. Information card received. Stolen medicine. Oh. Stolen medicine. Read, yes. According to Sandbag, the components of the first aid kit are missing. Oh. Intriguing. You were there with me when I took it. You're not losing your memory, are you? I mean, after that, once we'd sold it back to Sailor. Having extortionist remorse already, maybe I should let Vick know you don't want to be part of the team. Oh, please don't say you're leaving. We'd all miss you so much. It'd break our little hearts to see you go. I'm pretty sure reverse psychology doesn't work if you try sounding sarcastic while saying it. It was worth a shot. Sadly, no. I did not get a chance to take the medicine kit back after we pawned it. I never ran into Sailor's group between getting in Cupid's room and starting interviews. But you are giving me some idea. Maybe I should take in it before someone more heartless thought so. Heartless, huh? Heartless, you say? Huh? What's this doing here? I didn't think he had enough chips. I didn't receive Sailor's hat. What? You were unsure if this is supposed to be a seagull, a penguin, or an albatross. Need to bring this back to Sailor. Huh. There's more to this. Ask about the stolen medicine. Just talk. If I didn't know any better, I thought you were aimlessly waltzing around looking to waste time discussing the weather like all the others. But I know you're a man of business. As you already know, how I'm one myself, I know folks like us are always looking to talk finance instead. I wasn't, but continue. I have additional information for you. Go on. I know what you are. You're a criminal, and know exactly what you did to earn that title. I know about everyone on set with us. Right. It was still around the casting process. I wouldn't be opposed to sharing this knowledge, but of course it comes at a fair price. And that is 20 chips. Sounds fair to you. Not to mention our crimes are already public. I don't get why someone would want to pay extra to learn what everyone else already knows. Because you don't, others don't. Not all of them, at least. Choice is yours. Sure. You lost 20 chips. Thank you for your patronage. Now, which headline are you most interested in hearing about? Benny. Speeding. That's it? That's the charge he joined the show with, yes. Doesn't sound like something that gets someone on death row. Who said he was? Producers usually contact potential contestants first, usually those with no other choice. But any person who has been prosecuted for a crime can technically apply. And you picked him? Someone after me must have. Wasn't there for the final casting. I agree that speeding alone isn't an interesting enough crime for a show like this. It's a rare case, but I'm afraid that's all I know. There may be more to your friend than you thought. Information card received. Reason for imprisonment, Benny. If you'd like to call over a contestant and ask them more about their crime, you can access it from your info deck. Well, what else? What else were you expecting? I don't know. How it happened? Why'd they do it? Anything actually useful. You got exactly what you paid for. That is their crime. Again, you're more than welcome to interview whoever you're background checking firsthand. This should count as false marketing. I wasn't the one in charge of handling the first aid kit now, was I? The only time I physically held it in my hands was when we were making the deal. And I do deliver on what I promised my clients, Gates. If I didn't follow up on my words, that'd make me a cheap scammer with no respect whatsoever. Not a decent man of business. What's the difference? Reason for imprisonment, Benny. Read, yes. Speeding. Ask about the crime, yes. So, speeding, huh? Oh, hell yeah. Love that stuff. No, I mean like the reason you're here. Oh. Oh, where'd you hear that? Jeez, it's so embarrassing. I'm usually not caught that easily. That's what you regret? Well, yeah. If I got caught speeding, that means I wasn't going fast enough to get away. Sure, or maybe if you were going the speed limit, you wouldn't have been pulled over in the first place. Are you being serious, man? Screw that. If you go too slow, something's always bound to catch up to you. If I follow all the rules and play it safe, and I'm really, really lucky, it might not even be the cops. But something will, I can tell you that. I'd much rather just whiz right past all that stuff than to have to waste my life dealing with it. Is that really why you chose to come here? Because you couldn't be bothered to wait the, what, month? A few weeks? Ugh, it's not just speeding, Eds. Once they get you tied down here for even a moment, everything starts piling up. Oh, your license plate needs to be renewed. Sorry, sir, your brake lights is broken. That's another fine. You had a DUI? Time for another 2 months of jail time. Time for more paperwork. Oh, you're in debt? Time to work to pay that off. Time to pay interest. Time for another court appearance. Time. That's all any of us is good for, wasting your time. Whatever. You wouldn't get any of that. No, I get that. Honestly, I kind of envy it. Well, duh, I live a very enviable lifestyle. Yeah, but even beyond that, if I had the mindset when I was your age, there's a chance I would have wasted so much of my life and ended up stuck in a place like this. Oh, thanks. Maybe you wouldn't have been so depressing and boring too. Don't test your luck. Ha. Just don't waste your time regretting that kind of stuff. I doubt you'd choose to go back to all that garbage once you're out of here anyway. Plus, you'd never had the pleasure of meeting me, and you not at least sort of fucked up your life. Huh. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't have. Why you ask anyway? You're not trying to dig up dirt on me, are you? Huh? No, I just heard it from... Chill, I get it. Hard not to when I'm this irresistible. Just don't get attached, hotshot. Alright. Wouldn't dream of it. Okay, that's kind of cool. I'm gonna go back though. I want to see all of them. So I'm gonna go back and actually look at all of the ones that I can find. God, there's so many. Let's do Bones. Second-degree murder. Shit. Do you know who? A well-known CEO he must have hooked up with. I forgot the name, but someone in finance. Found strangled to death on a motel bed. I thought he was just some sleazy pickpocket, but he also has multiple counts of theft on his record. Information card. Would you like to call the contestant? So, you got arrested, huh? Is that your usual go-to pickup line, or are you just especially nervous around me? No, I'm just trying to get to know people better, I guess. I couldn't think of a natural way to ask about what you did to end up here. I don't know. Was there something more specific you wanted to ask about? Yours was second-degree murder, right? Vick told you that. How'd you... He's been offering that to anyone in VIP. Pretty desperate if you ask me. Anyway. Your cut? Well, that's my info you were playing with. Where's my compensation for all this? Frankly, my privacy feels very violated and you need to pay for all the psychological damage you've inflicted upon me. Starting off with therapy sessions and mental health vacation. Isn't this already public knowledge? And spend more money just because? And I'm not paying you shit. Whatever, that isn't true anyway. So you didn't choke some CEO to death? Is believing anything a shady businessman says a regular thing with you? When it's something too specific to be a lie, yeah. You tell me then, what about that matches with my character? I'm obviously the grave robbing type, hence the theming. It really can't be that literal, right? Well, it's definitely easier for people to get, isn't it? Marketable even. That's what you want to be? Marketable? If it keeps me alive. How does that not mess with you? Listen, I know you feel very smart and very special for having thought you got some accurate, juicy gossip about me, but it's not cute. What? No, I wasn't trying to. You don't even get to pretend you got to know me when all you did was fall for Vick's scam. And another note, don't act like knowing more about me is the same as knowing me. You got your moment to feel friendly, now fuck off and waste your time trying to be nice with someone who has the patience to entertain you. Frick. Love you too. Okay, that's kind of a waste. Oh, Cecilia is sold out. What? She already bought her own information and paid extra to keep my mouth shut. You'll have to ask her about it if you want anything conclusive. Bullshit. I'm not above making fair trades. You could pick someone else instead. Arasu Kobe. Accessory to murder. Damn, at least he didn't do it. Oh, sorry, murders. They say the bodies kept getting dug up from his garden one right after the other. What? That peaceful, joyous little man with big old arms? And actually, that kind of makes sense. They suspect he was running a business specifically for it. Well, that definitely changes things. You know, after a while, you start to get used to these characters that you forget that they're all criminals and they all have like a really, really intense background. The reason why they're here, I guess other than Benny. Anyways. So you like gardening, huh? Not just like, I love it. You got a very keen eye. What clued you in? Just a hunch. Is that what you did before your arrest? Me and my mammo had a botanical garden we took care of. People would buy the basics for plant care and we sold plants that outgrew their space in the garden. Anything else? Not particularly. Why do you ask? Sorry, you just don't seem like the type of person you typically meet in prison. I'm flattered. I'm going to be honest, I'm a bit confused myself. I really don't see what I did wrong. What did you do? Oh, it's a bit of a long story. I don't recall if I told you, but my mammo was the main caretaker at the garden. But you know people these days, they just aren't that interested in botany. Anyway, as much as they used to. I learned it the hard way when most stopped visiting us, and once I took on as the sole owner, I just couldn't figure out how to keep both the business and the plants alive. I thought you owned it with her. I did. A few years ago she passed, but she's still the one to take care of it, especially our most popular attraction. With her help, it flourished like never before. Even when she was alive, I hadn't seen it that healthy. So you got arrested for burying her body there. Oh no, she loved that garden more than anything. She wouldn't get arrested easily if she had gone anywhere else. And guests loved the flowers. No, my arrest came after a dear friend of mine came by in hysterics. I tried inviting him inside to calm down and get some food in his system, but he refused. Wouldn't you know it, it apparently found himself with a dead body. Huh. And the poor thing was upset because he had nowhere to put it. Okay. But lucky us, there was plenty of room near Monmo's plot. And I knew the pieces would do wonders for our fertilization. I left the next day and I didn't hear much about the body after, but it seemed everything was green. Well, eventually he ended up coming back with another one, and a friend of his had another one. Oh. With each donation, the garden became even healthier. My dear Monmo would be so proud. I actually just remembered I have a thing I have to get back to. Maybe we could talk some other time. They were so sympathetic to my conservation efforts that they even financially donated to the upkeep of a botanical garden with each body. I consider refusing, but keeping a public space like that open does require financial support, don't you know? But not all things come to an end. The garden got more crowded as time went on and things weren't buried properly. Eventually, a young guest noticed a finger sticking out from the mulch. The authorities were called and it fell apart from there. My most poor garden had to pay the price for the crime of wanting to flourish. I mean, who on earth could consider that wrong? Not my face. You look pale. Is something wrong? No, I guess, Are you feeling ill, Eddie? Your gardening is just very creative is all. Thank you. This guy's a fucking freak. Oh, he's the worst out of all of them. Ha! Oh, you know well enough why you're here, pal. And I'll give you some free advice for the value. You're not likely to be winning any sympathy awards. Noted. Don't look so nervous. I'm not one to gossip. For free, that is. Even I'm not careless enough to spill everything. I spare any future customers the bloody details, Bull. I appreciate it. Okay, let's do at least then. Bad. Bad. Very. Doesn't even seem like a very fair amount of information for what I paid. Information's a flexible value. But I can tell you if there's a crime you can think of, it's probably somewhere on the list. Even then I was surprised to hear about it. He's a repeat offender, but I believe this is the first time he's ever actually been convicted. Couldn't handle having to deal with consequences then. No wonder he signed up to be here. I'm curious how this one's gonna play out. I want to ask you about something. Is it how to make chakrut gane? I do not know how to say that. Otherwise, I won't talk. No. Good, because I don't know how to do that. I want to know how the night before you got arrested went. Oh, snooping around like a little dormouse, are ya? Or you just so happen to hear about my escapades before you got shut in the slammer? Well, actually, I heard pretty little about the specifics. So, are you jealous? But jealous of what? Of how much fun I had. Duh. What do you want to know? Honestly, I barely remember half of it, but if you want to know the good parts, there weren't any other witnesses, so I'm your only source. None of that would ever confess to being at the scene of the crime anyway. No, I don't want to know how much fun you had. I want to know what you did. Morongo! You don't actually want to know about any of it, dummy. If you hadn't known what I'd done, then how would you know to ask about it? Don't you want to know how great it felt doing it and how I'd do it again? Judge, I'd do it all again. All I know was that it was bad. It's the only consistent thing about it. Look at you on your high horse. You're talking an awful big game for what you did. Wait, how the hell do you know what I'm in here for? Oh, I know all about you, big guy. All the gritty, grotesque details. You punctured that guy's eyes so hard you could see the back of his head warp under the pressure. All the giblets and chunks being pressed out of his ears like a ruptured tube of toothpaste. Wait, what? No, I for sure didn't do that. Oh, I must be thinking of a different guy. Never mind. You frequent hanging out with guys that do that kind of stuff then? Who wouldn't? What else is there to do in the Modos? I don't know, see a movie or something? Wrong again. The only thing Modos is good for is being rotten. If I wanted to see a movie, I'd go to the Empyrean and hang out with the models starring in them. So what do you do to pass the time in Modos then? Follow the White Rabbit, obviously. I'm not going to get anything real out of you, am I? You have just as little clue what happened to land you in prison as I do. Maybe you'll have better luck asking the Neki. They're quite the blabbermouth once you get them started. You're no help. Maybe you should try asking better questions. Accessory to murder. That's... What were you expecting? I guess something more enigmatic. It's just more underwhelming than I thought it would be. It's difficult to be more interesting than whatever blanks your mind tried to fill in while it was a mystery. So you've been quiet. Correct. Any reason for that? X. Look, I'm gonna cut to the chase. What got you stuck here? Maneki covers the fan over their mouth as though that answer itself. Are you being obtuse on purpose, or can you not tell me? I know you can't talk, but there's gotta be a better way to communicate than the fans. Correct. Ugh, I'm not going to get anywhere with you, am I? X. Oh, right. Well, that was fun. causing a multiple vehicle collision as well as involuntary manslaughter. What, did she jaywalk or something? A kid got killed. Jesus, that'll do it. So, how did that even happen? How did that even happen? Is that a real question? How did that even happen? No build-up, no subject, no context, just how did that even happen? Alright, I get it. Was it an accident? I too asked my parents that once. Jesus, I meant the pile-up. Their answer wasn't too shocking. I get the hint, I'll drop the subject. Alright, next is Rook. 2 counts of first-degree murder. Not even 1 but 2? Own parents too. That can't be right. I'm just the messenger. Ask her about the gritty details herself. Could I ask you about something? Might be sort of personal though. I'm unsure if I'll be able to answer, but you may. We'll go on. What did you want to ask? Right, it's just, was it self-defense? Against who? Your parents. Ooh, I didn't mean to offend it or anything. Obscenity and slander. No, look, I don't want to talk about it if it's upsetting you. But when I heard it, I wanted to make sure it was true. It seems so out of character of you. It is out of character, and it is upsetting. What on earth makes you think that you have the right to ask that sort of thing? Wait, so are you saying you didn't do it? What would ever make you think I'd be capable of such an act? You brutish, dull-minded... How would you think I would ever be the one to be so ruthless? I didn't think it was anything like that. Not every murderer needs to be some bloodbath. Quiet, it wasn't murder. Don't use such disgraceful language as that. Sorry, so it was self-defense? I don't know. Do you not remember? I'd like to drop the subject. I do not speak of this in public, Gates. Yeah, sorry for bringing it up. I'm sorry for your loss. If there's anything you'd want to talk about away from the cameras, then I wouldn't hold it against you. I only wish to stifle any doubts you may harbor or rumors you wish to spread. And to what you keep insinuating, yes, I did it. But do know it's very difficult for me to speak about it. I'm not telling you as an act of trust or loyalty. I'm only telling you so this can be put to rest. Doesn't sound I'm totally convinced, but you aren't sure you can stomach pushing it any further. That's fair. Sorry for making you upset. Alright, the next is Sailor. This one's gonna be interesting. Selling of illicit goods. A drug dealer. Illicit goods aren't just drugs. It's weapons, non-regulated medications, bootlegs, and any types of goods that have been outlawed in the country, they're selling it. Even benign stuff, if it's illegal to trade without a permit or certain paperwork isn't accounted for. What kind of stuff did he sell? Take your pick. They found him with everything I listed. Damn. I guess that makes sense. The whole pirate thing. So, what did you say you did before coming here again? I was a sailor, an albatross charting the untamed water below. You were? Well, yeah. I mean, I never left port, but I was around a lot of boats. And I got to work adjacent to them. So you were a dock worker. Well, I didn't actually work for the crew. I was more of an honorary member. Legally, they didn't hire anyone without any training credentials, and so I was in a more loosey management party. There was more of an independent contract group. You know, the kind that paid the workers under the table to turn a blind eye while they would transport a more unregulated sort of cargo. I mean, medical supplies are treated like treasures in Modos. So it was really more of a charity project, giving weapons to the needy and all that. Would it be accurate to call it the selling of illicit goods? Ah, that's what a judge might call it, yeah. I mean, I couldn't have known what we were doing was illegal. I mean, I did, but nobody explicitly told me that. Oh, or... When there was a big raid on the operation, I was the one who got caught on sight. And honestly, I should probably get better at keeping my trap shut. I actually hadn't known a lot of the details of how big the bus was, and I probably would have gone away lighter sentence if I'd stayed quiet. Yeah, but that's not... You're still a teenager. It couldn't have been that harsh of a sentence. Hell, I didn't even know someone as young as you could end up with jail time. You ain't from around here, are you? Modos punish felonies the same as adults for minors 16 and up. At least that's what me lawyer said. And having similar stuff on my record probably didn't help. Don't get me wrong, I got it easier than the other chums I got caught. But that's when I heard about bet and forgive. The chance at a total pardon is just better than spending half my life locked up. Did you know what you were signing up for? Of course I did. I'm not 12. If I hadn't come here, I wouldn't have been out till I was, like, almost 40. Yeah, but I'll be 40 in a few years, too. There's still a lot of time left after that, you know? Your life wouldn't be over, sailor. Well, it's a bit late for that, isn't it? Right. Sorry. And you'll die in one of the scenarios. Still, we have the right to be worried. I wouldn't put it past them to trick a kid into signing for something like this. You can trust me to fend for myself, Orca man. I've been caught off guard before. I got grizzled life experience now. I won't be tricked by anything that easily again. Plus, now that Sharkbag's feeling better, I know I've got him to count on. Technically manslaughter. Technically. It was a light sentence. For manslaughter? You're on bet and forgive. What else did you think the cast lineup was going to look like? I don't know. I guess it's weird to think about manslaughter as one of the lighter sentences here. Is it alright if I ask you something? Depends on what it is. Was it an accident? Oh god, don't tell me you heard about me in the news. Nah, not anything like that. So what, are you a boxing fan or something? Found out about the laughingstock of the sport and now you want to rub it in my face? All I know is the manslaughter case, don't know much of the specifics, sorry. Probably could have done with saying less then. Leave it to one messy match to put me in a freak show like this. So what happened? The guy lost a fight. There isn't much else to talk about. Yeah, but you said you were a boxer. Don't most matches have a referee or something? It wasn't exactly an above-board thing. Don't judge me like you be above it. It pays more and has more open slots than anything official. There's no way I could have done it professionally if it was done illegally. At least not anymore. Not anymore. Ugh, some bullshit accusations about cheating that got me suspended from competing in public. When I tried saying something about it, they called it as me lashing out and acting violently, which got me blacklisted altogether. Fighting's all I'm good for, and underground was basically the only way I could continue my career, alright? Not judging, no, it makes sense. I've heard it went back in Modos, but could never find it in or learn anything solid about it. Just wasn't sure how something like that could have gone down is all. Shit happened. I wasn't paying attention during the fight. I never do. My main goal was just to win. People go home with bad injuries all the time. I've gone home with bad injuries. You can have concussions, go blind, fracture their necks, crack their skulls. Everyone knows going in you might not come out. At the very least, you won't come out uninjured. So when you said you had a messy match, that's what you meant. Oh. I hit something important apparently, something in the head. It's the sort of thing someone could survive if someone in the crowd noticed and got him out of the ring right then. He wouldn't have been able to talk or walk well, but apparently he would have lived. Only issue is that he was still awake, so I kept hitting. Hit something more important and it was over. Nobody realized he died in the ring until they tried treating him his injuries. There wasn't anyone qualified enough to know something had gone wrong earlier in the match, or anyone willing to stop it. Organizers put the whole thing on me. Said I kept going even when somebody told me to stop. I don't remember much of it, but I remember being yelled at and pulled away from the body, so I guess I believe them. God damn, man. What happened happened. I got my sentencing and that's that. You don't sound very sorry about it. You think I'm sorry? Hell no. I took the job because I got to fight people who actually agreed to it. Just to do someone's dirty work. I knew what I was signing up for and so did he. If the roles were reversed, you can bet I wouldn't have held any ghostly grudge against the guy. That risk was part of the reason we even got paid. Besides, I'm not the one who started taunting by bringing up past shit that ain't even true. For what it's worth, I don't think you're a laughingstock. He makes a sound of affirmation before folding his arms and turning away. Seems less tense than when you initially asked. Tampering with evidence and impeding an investigation, along with a string of smaller annoying ones like trespassing and disorderly conduct. That doesn't usually get people a long sentence, does it? Potentially scummy, but still not bet and forgive scummy. I'm not the one to ask. If something sounds off, it's your business what you do with it, not mine. I feel like I'm in investigations. You know, it's kind of ironic for an investigator to what? Spit it already. The worst type of people are those who open their mouth and only to never finish. Impede an investigation. What are you... Ugh, not this again. Do you know how many times I had to disprove his claim? I knew I'd be doing it again with the audience. That's the whole reason I applied for the show. But don't tell me I also have to deal with contestants like you. What about trespassing, disorderly conduct? You tell me what's more important, some petty laws that help no one, or covering and exposing the truth? Are you even a real investigator? What kind of question is that? What are you implying? Your role does say you're a cosmologist. Only because I used to be. That title doesn't even apply to me anymore. The showrunner must have only given me that as an extra challenge to see if I can keep up with my role or not. At least you're playing the paranoid part well. I hadn't even done anything remotely related to cosmology ever since the day I found my true purpose. That is, covering crime as how they really happened without sparing any details. What else? Are you familiar with the Starry Night killings? The one with a serial killer who would only commit on nights with especially visible stars? I'm not actually. Doesn't matter if you are or not. What matters is that the story was huge in Modos. And it was I who happened to be near their last killing during my stargazing session, making me the only witness. My account was instrumental in finding the culprit, and I was credited for the reason they finally cracked the case. I was interviewed. That was the most reading material. They'll ask what crime will I be solving next. I don't think they actually meant that when they said it. You were coincidentally at the right place at the right time once. Doesn't mean you're qualified for an actual investigation. Of course you'd be downplaying my contribution. You're a criminal. Having more of us only puts people like you at a disadvantage. We're all criminals. It's different. I'm different. I'm no criminal. I'm more than a cosmologist. Check your sources because that is not what happened. That's not who I am. You going to tell me what really went down then? You'll have to wait until we're live, but I'll prove it to you. I'll prove it to everyone. Just wait and see. Whatever you say. Alright, last one's Vick. Are you really sure you want to know? Yeah, I'm sure. Huh. Are you going to continue? No. Can I have my chance back then? No refunds, I'm afraid. Starting to think this is a scam. Well, what else? What else were you expecting? I don't know. How did it happen? Why did they do it? Okay, yeah, same dialogue. Okay, cool. We got to experience all that, so there you go. Now we kind of have an idea of at least a basics of what everyone kind of was arrested for and put here for. So that's... I didn't think we were going to be able to get that in Chapter 1, but we did. So there you go. Answers to our questions. Okay, we got the hat. Ah, shite, it's you. Sorry, you're not too mad about, well, actually, yeah, you should probably still be mad at me. Darn right. Your crew took me all me stuff. Of course I'm still swimming mad. Right, did we take your hat too? I don't remember us doing that. Sea Bunny told me he was gonna show me a trick with it. At least, what did he do? He left. Oh. Tried looking everywhere for it, but I couldn't find it. Is this yours by chance? I came across it at VIP. Don't try to buy me with this mere phony. That has one of its kind, truly irreplaceable. Wait, no, that actually is mine. Hold on for a second, don't tell me this is just another trick. You're gonna make me pay 50 chips for it? Did you fill it with kelp and crabs? Nothing like that. I also want to say sorry. Sure you do. You don't have to forgive me, but I hadn't realized how far those others 3 would go. If there's anything I can do to make up for it, I will. I don't care what you did to me. What matters is what your crew did to Sharkbag. He's the one that deserves an apology. But I guess I sort of believe that you didn't mean to. Take it as a lesson. The ship you sail is only as sturdy as the crew you keep aboard it. Aye, aye. So, I've actually got a question to ask you. An interview with the captain. What do you say? Honored, but maybe some other time. Ever change your mind? Yeah, okay, same stuff. Alright, Cecilia. You're the one who has it, I know. My Mr. Gates, that was quite the show you put on. Huh? The interview's silly. We had a ball watching it backstage. Of course you did. Oh, poor thing, don't beat yourself up too much. It's actually a big help to everyone. You set a good example of what not to do on stage. Are you making fun of me? Oh, no. I found it very charming anyway. And if it helps, there's a huge market of audience out there who prefer that kind of impulsive personality, much more over the top or well-spoken contestants. I still can't tell if you're making fun of me. Oh, I'm truly not trying to. The final touch with you getting up the chair and threatening the host was just the cherry on top. Very bull-like. What's with the constant misreads lately? Still pouty, I see. Well, if you're not that much bothered about having to act like your role, perhaps we could give you an image change for your next stage appearance. Let your outward appearance do the talking without you having to say or do anything. We're in the dressing room after all. Surely we have the time and the tools to experiment for a bit. Oh, how fun. What do you say? Oh. Or not? Yeah, so that should have been her, right? Let's see what happens. Okay, so I found Cecilia and Vega talking by the door in front of Cupid's room. So I'm curious what this is about. What a cruel accusation to make against someone. My, you are quite paranoid. That's exactly the issue, isn't it? Mr. Gates, do you see how ridiculous cosmologists is being? Won't you talk some sense into them? Into me? You're the one that's being so... She's the one with the heartless role, yet nobody seems anything less than virtuous from her. I've also heard of things going missing and barely anyone's seen what she's been up to. Had she been more cruel, I'd be less suspicious, but she's been nothing but kind while also bearing more secretive than anyone else. Oh please, getting so caught up in roles will also serve to tear us trust apart. Our dear Bull would know all about that, wouldn't you? Intervene. Side with Celia, side with Vega. I'm gonna side with Vega on this one because I want to know who took the meds. I don't know. Even if you're not acting like your role, you have been acting weird. You're the one of the few that didn't group up with anyone before the interviews. That's right. Not quite. I was by Mr. Underdog's side the entire time looking over the poor thing. I'm sure you passed by us a few times while up backstage. I say the only one who truly didn't find their flock is Mr. Runaway. I think he's just like that. Besides, why is all this blame being thrown at me, Mr. Gates? Has hardly been brutal at all. Shouldn't be under just as much scrutiny. I'd beg to differ. If you hadn't noticed, he's made quite the allegiances so far. Oh, because I was being mean to him earlier. Sorry. But he's also been highly predictable and brutish. Did you not see his interview meant? Well, hey. He's made some of the bluntest and ill-informed choices of anyone here. I'm surprised he's made it out of the preliminary rounds, if I'm being honest. I feel less sorry. Whereas you've been out of sight, out of mind for most of our time here. You've been nowhere to be found. We're all civilized folks here. Let's not accuse anyone of something without proper proof. You're right. What's your alibi? I already told you. I was perched next to Mr. Underdog while he was unconscious and saw it to its wounds. He woke up a little while later with quite a headache. His little friends came back with the first aid kit. After treating it, interviews were up, so I went and fixed my hair in the dressing room. Once it was over, I went back to the dressing room to rest and redo my makeup. Treating him, huh? Sandbag told me he never got the chance to, since most of the components of the kit were already gone by the time interviews were over. Would you look at the time? It's almost supper. You two aren't feeling peckish, are you? Maybe you should head over to the gambling hall and scarf down some of their offerings. Check her pockets. Eek! Why'd I confess? But it isn't what you think. Please hear my plea. I offered that I would be holding on to the medicine for him as we may need to ration them in case his injuries prove to last longer than a day. I believe it would be a clever move to take them out from the actual kit and hide all the remaining components somewhere else, in case Mr. Tycoon changed his mind and came to collect them back. Mr. Underdog should have come to me first thing if he needed them. He must have forgotten about my words. Which I don't blame him, he had just woken up at the point. I see how he was instead convinced the flock had scammed his friends, took it all once he got a clear head and saw the empty container. Hey, we got it, finally. So you weren't stealing medicine from an injured bystander. Now that's just hurtful. What kind of meat do you take before? A heartless kind. Where'd you hide them then? Why do you think I was acting so cagey before, MX to cosmologist? Don't you think I had been trying to keep the medicine I hid in a secret location, well, a secret? And your confession is true. Showing us would be the best way to clear your name. Oh, very well. Come along then. Just under this pot over here. Oh wow, you really did hide them. You must admit it isn't too shabby of a spot, yes? Wait a minute, these are empty. Pardon? All of them are. But no, that can't be right. Are you positive you checked every single one of them? Has nothing truly been untouched? You mean someone else already found this spot and decided to take them before we got here? Oh my, that must be it. I haven't visited here since hiding that first time. Was I being tailed? Was this spot not as secret as I believed it to be? Or you already spent it all? Even if I had on where? That's quite the amount I would have had to dispose of, and painkillers aren't exactly my appetite. I'll have you know I prefer little sandwiches and sweets to go with my afternoon tea. Then maybe you're storing them somewhere else, and you're only showing us this empty trash, or stash, to secure our trust, and... You really believe I went out of my way to take all the individual tablets out from each of the bottles and hide them in a secret hidden location? That doesn't sound like a reach. Can't blame them for having a feud against me. I've truly embarrassed myself today after all. I should have known simply keeping the medicine in its rightful kit was the best course of action all this time. Do you think Mr. Underdog will ever have the heart to forgive me? I'm sure he'll understand you were only trying to make things safer for him. I know I should be the last one to ask for favors at this moment, but could you take one of the empty bottles with you and explain what happened to it when you get the chance? Why not do it yourself? Because there's no time to lose. I must spend the rest of my free time repeating and continuing searching for the missing tablets. It's the least I can do. I'll try. Item received, empty bottle painkillers. I apologize for any confusion I've brought upon you two. Cecilia dips a little regretful courtesy before readjusting her bow and shuffling somewhere else. You really think she's heartless? We were all given our roles for a reason. It'd be naive to assume everyone's simply playing the hand they were dealt with no prior reasoning. Keep that in mind. This does mean that if what she said was true and there really is an unknown third party involved, there's another mystery we'd have to worry about. Who knows what someone might be planning to do with all that medicine? Securing them for themselves in case they get injured during the games and need it the most. Bribing others or selling them for an even higher price? Huh, you actually bring up a lot of good points. If I were you, I'd also avoid drinking or eating anything out in the open for the rest of the show. With that, Vick follows after Cecilia and leaves you to your own devices. Alright, cool. So now we can speak to Sandbag and give him that information. Stolen medicine. Read yes. Cecilia confessed she was the one who initially hid the components, but had now been stolen by someone else. Select this card, yes. Turns out Cecilia was holding onto all the medication from the kit while you were asleep. Apparently she told you this, something about rationing? You mean the lone shark-looking guy didn't do it? He's the only kind of shark I don't like. I guess I kind of remember her saying that now that you mention it. I don't know. I just woke him back up at that point. Wait, does this mean you found the painkillers? Kind of. She hid them in case Vick and the others got their hands on them again, but when she took us to the spot, every bottle had been emptied. Someone must have found them before we could get there. So you actually have no idea if your friends did it or not? I don't. Yeah, sorry. I don't think I'm actually part of any of their other schemes. We aren't friends. If you don't believe me, you can ask Vega and Cecilia herself. Sorry, it's not much. Ugh. Better than nothing. Let me see. You hand over the empty bottle. Sandbag takes a few dry and grimaces. Thanks anyways. You believe me? Barely, but guess I can kind of see you didn't mean for things to go as far as they did. Otherwise you would have extorted me for the medicine too. Fair point. While you're here and being maybe honest, could I actually ask you something? Alright, I think I've witnessed a new ending. I got to a part, then I paused and went back to reload. This is where we're at when we are still with Vick's route, and we did not figure out the whole who took the pain medication with Sandbag, so he still does not like us. So let's go ahead. Ahoy, Orca Man. Hey, how are you holding up? We're discussing a plan of attack. How's that going for you? We've settled on one. Kind of. The only issue is I forget that we're part of the actual rules and what Sea Bunny told me. Sorry, I'm terrible with this kind of stuff. It's okay. Leave it to us and we can... You feel a firm grip on your shoulder. Bowl. Huh? I think it's best if you stick with Vega. Sailor and I can figure something out on our own. You turn around to start heading back towards Vega. Eddie, look out! Oh. Cough. What do you think you're... Whoa now, folks. Looks like an outlaw's lassoed up one of his fellow contestants. What are people doing? Aren't these guards for a reason? This is clearly against the rules. Stop him. No can do, partner. The rules for this round didn't say anything against a little roughhousing. What's gotten into you? Is this still about the stupid medkit? What's 30 minus 9? What? You figured out what contestants are left, haven't you? What cards we all have. What the hell are you doing? You're gonna kill him. No matter who we send up, there's a chance of us all dying. With all of us on the board, choosing to hit will always have that risk. If we want to score 21, the 9's gotta be out the deck, right? Get off of me. Vega, help me out. What are you waiting for? Look, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But if me and Sailor want to get out of here, someone's got to drop. And out of everyone here, don't you think you deserve it the most? What happens if we don't touch nothing? Time's up. Oh, we did. And that's the ending. Okay. I just wanted to see what would happen there. He didn't. It's fine. It's fine. We can still go back to the original plan. Now got us out on the platform. This doesn't change anything. What are you just standing there for? Come back to the firing section. We can partner up and... Time's up. Hey, but nobody's even ready yet. We're... And the Dappy Goon fires. It looks like nobody else is up there with you, though. This means we'll randomly draw a card from our remaining deck to complete the pair to go up against the dealer. 50-50 chance, who will it be, folks? No! I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but this is one for sure shouldn't count. Someone just... A fight broke out on stage. Nobody was prepared. We need to have a redraw. Somebody was. You're not ready to fire when the timer's done. You don't get to pick your partner. Simple as that. No, it isn't that simple at all. This is ridiculous. Edwin, come on. Brutal Bull, make your way to the stage. Huh? What? No, that's not. Eddie. Eddie, no, wait. An 8. It's pretty up there. All right, you two. Only a 15, but the pickings are slim. What'll it be? Hold, I mean. Stay, we're staying. No worries. Even the best of us get stage jitters every now and then. No, wait a second. Wait for me, come on. At least make it an audience vote. That way I just got here. There's still so much I need to do. Listen to me. Bet and forgive isn't... Hey, we won. Congratulations. You pesky outlaws got away with it this time. Jackpot Crash Course, to be continued in Chapter 2. I feel like that was the true ending. Something about that just felt like it was the right... Because Vega and Sandbag were like the two characters I have yet to really care about, but I'm sure we're going to learn more in Vega's route. But yeah, no, that made more sense. Sailor and obviously the main protagonist who has to live in order to continue the story. Those two kind of made more sense to me, living, you know? I felt like that was probably my favorite ending, but who knows? We'll see. Maybe there'll be a difference in the next route. I'm glad I found that. It took me way too long to get, but you know what? We did it. And without further ado, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Jackpot Crash Course. Now, again, I felt like this was probably the best ending that I could possibly gotten. I'm hoping that Vega has a better outcome because I don't feel like I wanted to be a part of Vick's group. Even though Vick seems to have the most information out of this entire game show, I still preferred the Sailor's option because it felt more I was joining a team rather than, you know, me starting off as just a piece of shit to begin with. Even though that the Sailor team kind of fell apart at the very end. Like, I mean, in all honesty, it looked like at the end of the day, Sandbag was only looking out for Sailor, and Sailor really didn't care. I mean, he wanted everyone to live, but at the end of the day, if we died, he probably still wouldn't have given a shit to begin with. Kind of makes you realize that in this game, there are no winners, there's only survival. And it makes you, again, take a step back and look at the bigger picture than just, hey, like, we need to form together and try and survive together. It's not a cooperative game. This is a one-person take-for-all game. And it keeps dragging you back to that same situation of, hey, this is how it is. This is the reality of it. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more in Vega's route, and maybe a little bit more to the story. Anyways, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Click on other annotations to see what other games I've played, and I will see you all in another Let's Play. Adios, and goodbye.